Welcome to the Midwest. Here we are. I'm traveling right now. This is not actually my home base bathroom, but I'm right here. There's a cold shower, imminent cold shower in my future. How do you know how cold is your shower is? What's the best way to know approximately how cold it is? Let's talk about that. Welcome to the Midwest. I am currently on the road, so I am in a hotel bathroom, and so I'm away from my ice bath. Some of you guys may know I've retrofitted a chest freezer to serve as my permanent ice bath. So I always have an ice bath every day, but I'm on the road. So what do? So I'm going to take a cold shower, which is totally fine. Believe me, guys, don't feel like you have to take ice bath. You never actually have to take an ice bath to get the benefits of the Wim Hof method or cold training. It's just if you want to continue to receive more and more benefits, yes, you can get colder and colder, but it's not a requirement. So what I've got here is just a regular, let's see here, just a regular shower, and of course I'm going to turn it on, and I'm not going to. You can start, maybe if you wanted to start over here, and then ease your way to the cold, but eventually you're going to get straight up to the cold. And what I've got here, let's see here if you can see that. This right here is my laser device, and basically you can get these online. I got this for like $10. You might find a little bit more expensive one now and then, but they're usually pretty cheap. I wouldn't spend more than $25 or $30 for a laser thermometer, but you're going to want a laser thermometer. Now, one of the things, and why is that? Okay, so why is that? The biggest reason, I'm going to say a little water there. The biggest reason you're going to want a laser thermometer is to test the surface temperature. You're going to notice that is much faster, especially whenever it comes to moving water. You want to know approximately what is that water temperature. Another thing to think about is if you have the kind that needs to be submerged in water, it may not really work very well for a shower. It could do just fine, but you're going to know with higher precision with a laser thermometer. Another thing is, one of the things though I do want to let you know, if you are maybe the biggest reason I got this was because whenever I first started doing cold showers, I wanted to understand, okay, how cold is a cold shower? Where do I stand? But then I wanted to see what was that temperature with regards to when I started doing polar plunges and when I started to do outdoor events and things like that. I wanted to see what the temperature of water was there so I could kind of prepare and know, okay, that's this much colder than at home, or this is pretty close to what I'm used to. So I wanted to kind of give myself an idea, just a mental note, okay, what am I about to get into, and how does that relate to what I'm used to. Anyway, you can use this kind of thermometer, and basically one way to do it is simply, okay, I'm going to turn it on. I mean, you can try to find a little bit of the water, but it's probably not going to be a good idea. The best way to do it is simply point it at the tap. Now this right here, it shows, this one is, let's see here if you can see that, 55. So it's right around 55 degrees Fahrenheit, which is, that's a pretty good cold shower. And in the United States, at least in the Midwest, you're going to find that temperatures range between, usually the high end is going to be about 70 degrees. And I've had some cold showers go as low as about 45 degrees. So they're going to range that's a pretty big swing when it comes to temperatures, as far as, wow, those are the temperatures that I might see coming out of my shower spigot. So 55 degrees, I'm pretty happy about that. Really, I'm in northern Indiana right now. I'm actually a little surprised it's not colder because I'm in Fort Wayne, Indiana right now. So if you know anything about the geography of the state, that's pretty high up here, pretty high up on the map. Anyway, but 55, that's a very good cold shower. So, okay, so now that I know that, I'm used to taking ice baths every day. So an ice bath is going to be, usually my ice bath is right around 35 to 40 degrees, somewhere around there. So I'm going to spend more time in here. Now, another thing though to think about, when you're sitting in an ice bath, that water is not moving unless what I do is I kind of rock back and forth a little bit. But typically you're just sitting there in the ice bath. Right? With this, it's moving. So it's a constant 55 degrees. It's not, you're not going to make that thin layer of warm water around your body like you would in an ice bath. So I have to keep that take that into consideration as well. Anyway, it's not I would say, especially if you're in your first year of Wim Hof method, if you're in your first year of doing cold exposures, cold showers, ice baths, I think it's a great idea to test the temperature of the water. Don't get so hung up on trying to make charts and graphs and things and try to make it all mathematical. But it's a good idea to say, okay, this is approximately the temperature that I have used. This is approximately the temperature that I'm about to get into. So you have a decent idea of what you're experiencing. And this is also especially important because, like I said, the temperature will range from 70 in the summer here in Indiana to like 45 in the dead of winter. And so you may start in the wintertime and then think, wow, these showers are getting so much easier. I must be adapting, now that it's June and that's summer here. Well, okay, it's not as cold. So you need to be able to know approximately what you're experiencing. Okay, so I hope that's helpful. Don't be afraid to test the temperatures. It's totally fine. Just don't get all hung up on it. Don't turn it into some kind of mathematical formulas like, okay, I need to stay in this long. Use approximations. Like, I'm going to take probably a 10-minute cold shower. I usually don't like to take anything longer than a 10-minute shower just because I don't want to waste water. That's just me. Maybe 3 minutes, 5 minutes, depending on. You just want to make sure that you know what temperature you're getting into, and then that way you can say, okay, this is much colder than normal. I'm not going to spend as much time as normal, or this is not as cold as normal. Okay, I'm going to spend a little bit more time. All right, I hope that helps, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and like and share, and especially don't forget to go outside and enjoy the outdoors and go out and be nice to people.